super excited to share this because I feel like meditation is super important. Everybody could benefit from taking a few minutes out of their busy day, out of their busy life to just sit in stillness. And for the whole goal of that sitting in stillness to be noticing and observing what's happening in their internal universe, right? We're all very aware of what's going on externally. We're very aware of the traffic that we're sitting in, or we're very aware of the people that are around us, whether that's at work or at the grocery store or at a soccer game or whatever it might be. But we're not always so very aware of what's happening in our own being, what's happening in our head space and our heart space and our physical body. And that's what meditation is all about, is just to observe, not in the moment of meditating to try to change, solve, or understand why any of these things are happening, but just to simply be aware. So today during our practice, I want to first give you permission. I want you to give yourself permission to have no expectation of what the outcome will be. Just let that go. And I want you also to give yourself permission that whatever does happen, if you fall asleep or if your mind does feel like it's still busy, or if you feel like you've got to wiggle around and move because there's some physical distractions in the body, those are all okay. Don't beat yourself up for those things happening throughout our meditation. And finally, I just want to also give you permission and have you give yourself permission to let whatever does come up without judgment. Don't tell yourself something is wrong if it pops up. Don't tell yourself that it shouldn't be there if it pops up. So just strip away those labels, because it's not good and it's not bad. It's not right or wrong. It simply is. And so let's just embrace that. I love to share a thought, a quote that I had read, and I might misquote it. I read it several years ago. But the basis, the whole point of what the quote was is meditation and the thoughts in the mind are kind of like a breeze blowing through an open window. And the breeze is going to come and it's going to go. And we can just allow that to happen. We can't stop the breeze from happening. And it really doesn't matter that the breeze happened. We don't have to wonder, where did this breeze come from? What was its purpose for being here? We don't have to wonder where the breeze is going next. We can just allow it to come in and blow right back out the window. So throughout this meditation, I invite you to do that. Just allow the thoughts to be like a breeze blowing through an open window. Don't worry where they came from. Don't worry where they're going. Just simply let them come in and blow right back out again. So first thing first, go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable spot. Traditionally, we meditate seated. So you could find a comfortable seated spot, maybe with a blanket or even a small block or bolster under your seat. You could sit in the center of a room, or you could sit with your back close to a wall. As you're sitting in meditation, there may be moments where there's some physical distraction. Maybe you start to notice, oh, my hips don't really love being here anymore, or my ankle bone feels very sharp against the floor if it's not supported by a mat or a blanket. Just know that there might be some physical distractions. And if for you, give yourself permission to lay down while you're meditating. That's okay too. The only challenge with laying down while meditating is it's a lot easier to fall asleep. But if you fall asleep, that's okay. You just needed a little bit of sleep, and don't we all? So find yourself in a comfortable spot. Maybe take a moment to work out those wiggles. Maybe kind of just rock from side to side, or shake your head, or roll your shoulders. Try to get rid of as much of those possible distractions as you can. And really, that's what yoga asana, the physical postures of yoga, is all about. Thousands of years ago, when yoga was first kind of, I don't want to say being created, but when yoga was first being organized, I guess, that's what these ancient yogis noticed is sometimes when I'm meditating, my body needs a little bit of movement, or sometimes it's hard for me to get to where I wanted to be with my meditation because of what I'm feeling physically in the body. So do some yoga. Go ahead, stretch, move, wiggle, squeeze your muscles, and then let them go again. And that's only going to help to allow you to stay in your meditation practice a little bit more comfortably and perhaps even a little bit longer. So once you've found yourself in this comfortable spot, you've worked out those wiggles, go ahead, close the eyes. As you close the eyes, maybe notice that there's a small fluttering of the eyelids. Maybe you can notice the places of light and dark behind the eyelids where there might be shadows or sunlight in the space that you're seated in. And just notice those things, fluttering eyelids, shadows and dark. Begin to breathe deep. Breathe deep down to fill your lungs. And then exhale a heavy sigh. And with that heavy sigh exhale, picture yourself letting go. Let go of stress. Let go of things that are no longer wanted, things that are no longer needed. And we'll breathe that heavy sigh a few more times. Inhale deeply. Exhale a heavy sigh. Just do that twice more. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And one more time. Exhale. Slowly bring the hands to rest one on top of the other, palms face up, resting in your lap. As you continue to breathe, keep the mouth closed on both the inhale and the exhale side of the breath. Notice the warmth of the palms of your hands, the one on the bottom warming the back of the hand on top. Picture that the hands hold a small spark of energy from the warmth in the very center from the palms. And with each breath you take, picture this small warm spark of energy traveling from the hands, up the arms, down the torso, through the legs, to the soles of your feet. And just notice this little warm spark with each breath, traveling through the entire body, all the way up to the crown of the head, and all the way back to the soles of the feet. Allow this traveling spark of energy to become the most important thing right now. Watch it flare up with each inhale, traveling throughout the entire being. Notice the path that this little spark takes from the palms of your hands. Watch it travel up both arms, left and right, equally through the forearms, through the elbow, all the way up the upper arms to your shoulders. Watch how with each wave of breath, it travels along the collarbones, down through your chest, circling through your heart center, making its way through the rib cage, permeating the lungs, traveling down into the abdomen and all of the organs that are doing work, making its way through the intricacy of your hips and your pelvis, down into your upper legs, your thighs. With each new wave of breath, reinvigorating the spark as it travels down through the knees, down through your lower legs, working its way through the ankles, all the way out to the soles of your feet and the 10 toes. Breathing in again, reinvigorating the spark. Watch it as it travels back up through the heels of your feet. This time traveling through the back of the lower legs, behind the knees, the backs of your thighs. Continue to breathe as the spark travels up and around your seat and into the low back, traveling up and along the column of your spine, through each and every vertebra, behind the shoulder blades, continuing still up and along the tiny pieces of your cervical spine, your neck. Breathing in, the spark continues to travel up and around the back of your head, coming down the forehead across the brow, easing any tension that you might find there, softening eyebrows, softening eyeballs, softening cheeks, moving behind the cheeks and through the nose, through all the sinuses, all those detailed cavities, working out and all the way to the sides of the head where the ears are. Notice the sounds in the room around you. the sounds of your breathing, traveling down through your jaw, along the teeth, the cheeks, the tongue, and the roof of your mouth. And then pouring down the throat to the collarbones, traveling out to the shoulders, down along the arms, through the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, each and every one of your fingers, and back to the palms of your hands. Let's take a few more rounds of breath, watching this spark travel. And then slowly deepening your breath, allow yourself to exhale a heavy sigh. Taking a heavy sigh twice more. Inhale, exhale, and one more time. Inhale, exhale. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes, and slowly blink your eyes open. Can roll the shoulders, wiggle the body. And then give yourself permission to pause and wait here for just a few moments. Things have already shifted. Whatever your experience was throughout this meditation, know that it benefited you. Whether you think it was exactly